Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. We are slowly winding down the action on the pool table. We've almost unboxed everything we had stacked up. We started last night, we did the Guardian, we did the Bokoblin, we did Zelda. Came in this afternoon, we just did Rider Link. I have to say, if you didn't watch that video, you need to, because the detail on this amiibo is perhaps the best I have seen. All the accessories, the ornate adornments, the extra effort in the artwork. It is truly over the top in my opinion. That said, I was thinking Archer Link would be my favorite. I'm not so sure now that I've seen that out of the packaging, but let's find out. Out of everything I ordered in, presents for my nephew's birthday, the whole complement of Breath of the Wild amiibo, the only one that got bent up in shipping is, of course, Archer Link, which at the time I was thinking would be my favorite. Got these in from Amazon.com through Prime, and basically the $15.99 MSRP, which I don't necessarily agree with the increase. Through Prime, it was $12.97, so I saved $3.02, $4 or more on the Guardian. Not too bad of a deal. I truly believe, even though these have been done better, a couple of them have different size and abilities and whatnot, I truly believe $12.99 should have been the target point. The Guardian, I understand bumping it up to the size, maybe to Yarn Yoshi type caliber. But we'll open this one up and see how it stacks up as well. Note on the artwork, this is probably your best look at Link. Obviously the rider, sort of cloaked, if you will. You've got Link Archer, you got the Breath of the Wild logo, and then you've got that gold. It's much more noticeable here because, you know, you've got just the stark white below it. Would have been cool to see full package artwork, particularly on this one, and perhaps Zelda, where you had more open space. Rider Link, it kind of covered a lot of it up. The Guardian, the packaging on that was so cool. Felt bad opening it. I said that on Twitter. Tim said the same thing. But truth be told, I wanted open for the in-game functionality, and that's that. But flipping it around to the backside, Wii U and 3DS. If you got an old school 3DS, you need the puck like I've got. Why the Switch isn't on here, I don't know. I really don't. I'm thinking maybe if they continue to produce these and revise them later on, it might be something that we see Switch and Wii U or something. Possibly all three, who knows. But it is interesting for this to have launched alongside the Switch with the game and the Switch not be prominently featured. So kind of one of those cool little quirks, I suppose. Adventure with Amiibo in the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's pretty much classic artwork there for Breath of the Wild. Pretty sweet looking bow. Score rare weapons to help you on your adventures. So with that said, let's go ahead and open this guy up again. You gotta remember, the way Nintendo does this, and I really wish they would reconsider this, particularly now, with these just kind of being like unlockable content, not necessarily full out, you know, custom this, custom that type of things. Just do away with that NFC blocker. I mean, like, if this was a Skylander and it was like, man, this is so cool, I want to keep it sealed in its box and actually have the functionality. So I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to display it from its packaging and still use it in the game. Level it up, do the upgrades, so on and so forth. With Nintendo, hey, that's the first time the Nintendo Amiibo thing came out. Again, note the red and white scheme they're kind of going back to. This little guy right here, this piece of cardboard, is foil on the top side. That effectively blocks the NFC communication between the gamepad and the Amiibo. Can't read data, can't write data. Buzzkill. So many people, I probably would have been one of them. I probably would have opened all four of these standard ones. I think I would have left the Guardian in the packaging. Because it just looks so cool in there, especially with the artwork on the base, if you will, and the way the stones tie in with it. But you have to open it. Again, you could reseal them, but I mean, hey, you know, once the seal's broken, regardless of what you do to, you know, make it otherwise. But let's go ahead. I like to always pay attention. It looks like his is held by the cusp of the bow, sort of the arrow flange, and then the backside shield and quiver. Ooh, nice detail. Again, this is something that you just... Oh, hey, I'm glad I didn't start ripping on that. That is not. I thought it seemed out of place. So they went a step and beyond here with packaging, sort of using one of these clear little twist ties for us. So it's always a chore to figure out which way it turns. And then your eyes play this trick on you and you think, oh, it's turned left and right. But it's always just one direction. So we will go ahead and see cut myself last night changing oil on one of the cars, but now we're home free, and that makes it so easy. 45s here with the amiibo in this line. They've got the snap, so you kind of get that satisfying breakaway sound. And of course, the best thing about amiibo, all standard base size, they just slide out. That thing right there, though, that is your problem. If you get these and you're like, oh, I can't open them, you know, I've never had an amiibo and I want to leave these in their packaging and have them on my shelf or my desk or whatever, and then you go to scan it in the game and it's like, hey, this isn't doing anything, I must have a broken Joy-Con, right? Nope, it's that foil deal. And I think if consumers continue to push to Nintendo like, hey, you know, stop this, it's stupid, maybe they will. I kind of got it early on trying to protect kids from like nicknames. Someone might just go through Best Buy, spend 6 hours there and, you know, put vulgar nicknames on everything. I don't know. But with these, it's sort of more of just like, oh, hey, you have an amiibo in your hand. Do-do-do, items. You know, kind of like Yoshi's Woolly World type of a thing. Oh, cool, an amiibo. Here's an outfit. In those instances, there's no reason to have that. So what functionality these have exactly in the game, I don't know. We're going to scan them in, see. We'll keep tabs on it throughout time, kind of figure out percentages and things if it's multiple items. Similarly, are they backwards compatible with anything? I don't know. Possibly they'll be patched in or added, or they might just scan in as like a standard Link or a standard Zelda. We'll have to test that out as well. I don't know of anyone doing that, probably because everyone's been so obsessed with Breath of the Wild, but I might throw it in on Smash and see what it does or something. So, right here, amiibo, you've got sort of the earthen green-brown tone, if you will. Base itself is very cool. You got the Triforce there, very ornate looking. Now, on his, they sort of have drawn it up. You can interpret it as a cloud of dust, you know, sand, dirt. Perhaps he's sliding down. Maybe he's up in the sky like Skyward Sword. I don't know. But instead of having just the blatant clear plastic piece or the foggy, you know, plastic piece, they've gone this route. I guess it's better. Obviously, just having the tip of one toe on the base, what's invariably going to happen is someone's going to slap it, pick it up wrong, a dog grabs it, it's going to fall off. They don't want that, so this becomes their anchor point for the 2 feet, essentially. And it is extremely solid, I must say. So, that said, let's check it out. You sort of got khaki-colored pants tucked into the brown boots, sort of like the Zelda style. Again, I guess good for crossing over rivers, right? This is a better look at the tunic. Again, I love the blue color they've used. It is not the neon blue of the Joy-Con. This is more like the Wii U game case color that I showcased to you. Is that a nod to the past? Perhaps. I don't know. You can read into that all you want to. But it looks amazing. There's a little bit of adornment on it. Let's see if you can... I have such a hard time with these for some reason. Skylanders don't seem to give me this much trouble. It's right there, you can kind of see it, just sort of like the white trim at the base there. Lots and lots of belts and buckles going on here. This one is just a standard belt in the middle. This one here seems to go to the quiver, which is very cool. There's multiple, even the feathers of the arrows are visible. That's a nice touch. Again, I wish that would showcase better for you. This one here seems to hold the shield. It could also be tied in with the sheath. So let's go ahead and spin that around. I don't know if you can tell, but there's this little thing here. I don't know if it's the tablet case or a homage to the Deku Tree. If this would focus, if you took Reggie's face, Reggie Fils-Aimé, Nintendo North America president, man, this might be something you'll have to buy yourself and tell me what you think. Why won't it show up? There, no, well, you can't, kind of, right there. That to me looks like Reggie crossed with the Deku Tree. I could totally be off, it could be explained in the game. I don't know, I've not played it yet. But you can't tell me that doesn't bear somewhat of a resemblance to Reggie. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and if you agree with me, hit the like button. That said, note the little knapsack or canteen. Spinning it around, look at the detail on the quiver for the arrows. That is pretty sweet. I like the detail they put into the individual arrows. That's something that is appreciated on my end. A lot of people would overlook. And I guess the quiver clasps to this bottom belt, yeah. Not quite sure how it's staying on, but somehow it is, so that works out well for Link. Otherwise, he would be up a creek. The detail on the shield. There we go. Yeah. Pretty freaking awesome. Check it out. It is snakes, my friends. That's pretty cool, right? Kind of a coiled up serpent. Forked tongue. That is really sweet. Also, while we have it focusing, pay attention to a couple of things. Number one, the tip of the sheath is metal. Why is that important? Because if you've got a leather sheath and you throw your sword in it, guess what it does? It cuts the bottom of the sheath open. Right? Not good. And that will, of course, it'll hold it up at the top possibly, but then you've got an exposed blade at the bottom, and guess what? That's going to nip you, and you don't want that. So lots of little attention to detail that I appreciate here. Also, what I want to talk about is sort of the, what are they called? Necessarily cufflink, but like the forearm wrap on Link. Sort of gives off like a hybrid between ancient and modern, which is kind of interesting. It looks old, but it also looks somewhat futuristic if you follow my drift. Let's move here. I'm having such a hard time with this, and I don't know why. I guess it's honing in on other things down there. That neon of the Joy-Con, probably. Right here, though, if you can see the tip of the arrow, I believe he has elemental arrows in this. From what I've seen, I only know of like fire and shock. This would kind of look like water to me. Maybe it's shock. I don't know. I think there's ancient arrows too. Again, having not played the game, my expertise is severely lacking. So I'm just kind of trying to explain things on, hey, this is cool looking. And that's what this is. It's very cool looking. So spinning it around, there's a good look at Link. Oh, hey, and whatever that tablet thing is with the chic eye is right there. So again, I'll eventually figure out what that's called when we're playing, but as of now, it's the tablet thing, right? So that's pretty cool. It's almost like, you know, those dudes that get an OtterBox and then they get the belt clip and it's like they have a 14-pound brick on their waist. It's like that, sort of. You know, you're like overprotective. Or a 3DS case. Maybe him and Zelda are just running around this world trying to street pass people to complete a puzzle. I don't know. But front side here, you've got, again, that tablet, maybe another piece behind there. On this wrap, it is, yeah, I guess it is slightly different because it doesn't have this leather reinforcement up top. Note here, he's got the actual pretty good pull on the bowstring, which is non-existent. I think some people might complain about that, but truth be told, it would have looked horrible and it would probably break between those two. I completely agree with not having it. Just imagine, if you will, like this ugly semi-translucent thing going from there to there, completing a triangle. I'm totally fine with them omitting that. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Some people will inevitably complain, though, I'm sure. Nice proper technique here on the bow. He's got it squared away well. I guess he is an expert archer after all. On this arm, man, we would be done if this would focus. Well, there you can sort of see the detail on the leather. That's probably as good as I can do for you, sadly. But that is on the flip side, almost like a falconer type of a thing, right? I don't know if that's the thing in the game or not. Here is the sword, shield and sword. You can sort of see the wrap on the sword sometimes. Hopefully you've been paying attention to it, because I swear it was focused at one point. And spinning it around back to the front. There you've got Link in his face. I'll try to get it up close. Please refocus. There we go. That's probably the best I'll ever do in this video. There's a little bit more of an ornate design on the front of the tunic. You can also see the clasp and the buckle there. I've got to say, this is extremely well done. I initially thought, no doubt in my mind, this is going to be my favorite amiibo from the series, but then I opened up Rider Link. This is tough for me. I could honestly go either way. Link is obviously more detailed here because he's a larger scale. This horse is so amazing, though, and then there's still great detail on Link. I might put a poll up on the Skylander Club forum. You can vote in. If I do, I'll have it linked. But what I want to know from you, out of these two amiibo, Archer Link and Rider Link, which one do you think looks better and why? I'm not asking you to factor in what they do in the game or, you know, the price points or the packaging. Just in hand, out of the box, which of these two amiibo do you think looks the best? And it's going to be tough. It's going to be interesting to see how it breaks down. You've got the detail, you've got the archer side, and then of course you've got the horse and the combination and the detail there. So it'll be very, very interesting. That said, now that these are open, I've still got the Switch. It's actually up here. I've never connected it. I've unboxed it and I've never even plugged it in. So I'm still running on limited play experience of 1-2 Switch at my nephew's birthday. But I've got Breath of the Wild, I've got the Switch, we've got the amiibo open. The plan is to blind stream Breath of the Wild on Twitch. If Twitch ever gives me troubles, I'll switch over to Beam. And then from those two sources, I will export the live streams over to YouTube. So you'll see it there regardless if you can't catch the stream. But if you want to be involved, give me tips. Watch the game for the first time, analyze the game to see if it's something you would want. If you've got it on the Wii U, if you want to compare it and see if you can find any differences, feel free. I will be playing it from the Switch, not the Wii U, so keep that in mind. But that's the plan. Blind stream on Twitch, export to YouTube, possibly starting tonight, Sunday. You won't be seeing this video tonight, but Sunday the 19th, I guess, sort of what I'm thinking. We might get the ball rolling there. So that said, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on these two. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Beam, follow me on Twitter. I will always tweet before I go live. You can like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. That said, once again, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Rider Link versus Archer Link, and if you're playing Breath of the Wild, what you think of it so far. So that said, I'm trying to get a decent shot for a thumbnail, and that might be the best we can do. So for myself and the whole host of the Breath of the Wild amiibo, thanks for watching. I will catch you back here for more action from the pool table.